Yo, 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 it's X and this What's Out Media. What's going on today? We got our man Tiggs on the line with the boy Nolan Coates. How y'all doing today?
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing, man? What's going on?
Doing well, doing well. Let's talk about it, man. Tiggs, how would you you're an artist. How would you explain yourself? Are you more than an artist? How would you describe yourself?
I would say I'm more than an artist, you know what I'm saying? I pretty much can do any beat. I'm real creative, you know what I'm saying? I'm very good at expressing what I'm going through. I could put it all on, you know what I'm saying? All on the beat for you, make you feel it, you know what I'm saying? I would say I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I am the artist, you know what I'm saying?
I feel that. I feel that. And Nolan, what's your relation with Tiggs here so the people can know?
Yeah, so we've been working together, I want to say almost damn like a year now, almost a year. We've been
Yeah,
knowing
about
each
a
other
year.
a little longer than that. But yeah, we actually met at my last job, and I found out that bro doing music, and I'm like, dude, it's hot, bro, music is lit. And one thing led to another, we ended up tapping in. Um, I had my marketing business going on, and he had his music going on. So we was like, let's make something shake together. And I'm like, most definitely. And then that's where we've been at with it.
Dope.
Definitely.
So let's go back to. Can you talk about where y'all met, like the workplace, like how'd that like come together?
For sure.
Hey, me and my boy, man, me and one of my boys and shit, we was hustling with the phones and shit. So, that was his store was one of the stores. I ain't always gonna meet bro in there. So we ended up pulling up in there, and bro was there. You know what I'm saying? So, from there under me and bro, these things, he said you like you rap. I'm like, how you know what I'm saying? From there, Instagram, got things. I hopped in, DM, switch numbers, FaceTime. He told me he had marketing going on and different things going on I was interested in. So I said, shit, let's lock it in. So we locked that shit in. You know what I'm saying? So we here now.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes, sir.
dope. That's dope. Nolan, you got anything to add to that?
Yeah, no, man. I was just gonna say, basically like you said, man, I was just at the work spot, and seeing people come to and fro and stuff, because I knew I wanted to get out and branch off, do my own thing, really like take my business to the next level. And I'm like, man, I gotta go all in. So like, what I'm saying, see somebody else that was going all in, what I'm saying? I seen the energy. I'm like, yeah, bro. I can tell you got something going on, but like, that's just how it jumped off, really.
And that's great. I think that's a lesson for any creator, and we'll talk about this in the podcast throughout. Y'all give out your advice for what y'all want to tell creators and stuff like that. Leverage the job you got. If you got a job, selling phones, whatever, leverage that. You're gonna meet people. Make sure you actually connecting with the people and not just going
Oh,
there. You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying?
Most definitely,
Absolutely.
most
If
definitely.
if it's meant to be, it's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? So absolutely. However it's gonna connect, it's supposed to connect. So that's what
So
happened.
Tiggs, let's talk about it. How were you in school? Were you always in music? Tell me how you started, man.
I mean, I started making music my senior year in high school. I was staying in Canton, Ohio at the time, you know what I'm saying? Prior to that, it's a lot of history. We'll talk about that as I keep coming up. But I released my first song when I was in high school, like, I was like 19 or something like that. On SoundCloud, back in SoundCloud days and shit, you feel me? And I seen that I had to like check out the plays on that motherfucker. So I'm like, shit, I'm about to keep putting shit out. You feel me? That was the only little song I had that did do that, but from there I just kept putting shit out. You feel me? So it's like shit. From there, you know what I'm saying? I just kept dropping shit, making shit, trying to figure shit out. Like, damn, like how I do this, how I do that. You know what I'm saying? How I get on Spotify, how I hop on here, how I hop on that. And then running across somebody that managed to unpack me along the way, like, he ended up running across me on Twitter, like, before they took my Twitter. His name was Fatouz Fee, man. He hit me up like, yeah, he showed me the way. Put my shit on Spotify. And from there, you feel me? South by Southwest 2017 was coming up. And then he ended up giving me like what, 7 shows. And the little label I was with at that time, I ended up giving my label like 6 shows away, and I kept the biggest one with Rico Reckless and all that.
Okay.
Feel me? FBG Duck and all them, like, feel me? So I ended up doing that show through him, and then from there it was like, man, it got to get bigger than this. You know what I'm saying? Like it got to be like, you feel me? So it's just from there. It's just like 2017 for real to now. Like I really just been on my got to get bigger than this mindset. You know what I'm saying? So like I just been grinding, man. Me and new people networking, running across, just you know what I'm saying. Like just watching everything because too you gotta watch shit too. You know what I'm saying? You can't just do shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody be just throwing in. You can throw your money at a brick wall for other seen people do it. Feel me? Get scammed, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I figure it out, man. I know this shit is science, bro.
I feel that. So Tiggs, it really sounds like you were right on the tail end of the renaissance of like the SoundCloud era, right? Like
Hell
so when
yeah.
all the artists were popping off SoundCloud and you're in that level and you're gonna be like, yeah, we pushing forward. Now we ain't on SoundCloud no more. It's on to a new
Right.
one. When you were 19, how consistent were you in putting out music? Like how was that when it first started out? Was it like
Man,
I'm
I
gonna
ain't
do
gonna
in a month or I'm gonna put it out like so? Yeah, that's what I'm curious as to.
I'm not gonna lie, like at that time I was just like, damn, I was thirsty, bro. That song came, dropped another song, just was thirsty to get to the studio. Like, no, the people I was trying to get to the studio with, like, I wasn't hitting up them studios yet for the studio time. It was niggas still in the closet at their cribs and shit. So when bro could do it, he could do it. It started getting to the point to where like I was coming too much. So bro got the saying shit like, yeah, like you can't, you feel me? Like I ain't there touch the sauce, so I started slowing down on a lot of shit. Feel me? As far as like putting shit out, and that's and then forming a group with me and my dude, and then once me and my dude, my bad game, I'm high stuff, but once me and my dude formed the group,
Yeah.
we started going to the real store and shit. Like you feel me? Once we had hit the real store, we was paying that cheese. Like you feel me? Studio time. Like my cousin had brought me to the real store, came down, took me to the store, and then me and the whole gang of new niggas. This nigga ran the studio. Some other niggas ended up coming down from a whole nother place, bought the studio out. You feel me? I ended up fucking with them. Now I got free studio time. So now I'm putting shit out, but my shit ain't getting to the masses yet though. You feel me? So I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, how I get this shit to the masses? I'm thinking bro and them gonna help me get to the masses, but bro and them really they trying to figure it out too. You feel me?
Yeah.
So we all trying to figure it out, but ain't nobody really trying to say like who know what. Like everybody just like on some quiet shit. Like
Let me keep this in my pocket. Type.
you feel me? Right? Yeah. Let me keep this
Yeah.
shit in my pocket. Some quiet shit. Like. But it's just like it's cool though. End up being what it need to be though. You know what I'm saying? So shit, fuck it.
So, when was your first real performance? I know you talked about right after South by Southwest, 2017. You started getting shows. What was your first show, and how'd you feel about that?
Bruh, my first show was in. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. My first show was Thomas, Ohio, bruh. That shit was ass as fuck.
Wait, where
Like
at?
Thomas, Ohio, gang. Like
Oh,
that shit was ass as fuck. Like I had two fat bitches in that bitch. You feel me? My niggas was in that bitch and they was laughing like, "Oh, you got two fat hoes in that bitch."
that was fun.
Hey, but like I said though, I was on some, you feel me? It get bigger than this shit. But then ended up being from that to I was like, yeah, this shit was like way back as fuck to where like I ain't never just wanna do no shit like that ever again. So I ended up going on this little tour shit with Skipper the Flipper and shit. You feel me?
Uh-huh.
And that was like 2016. And I performed twice on that bitch in Chicago at Club Adriana's. That bitch was like shit. They had like I want to say like 3,000 people in that bitch.
Damn.
That was like 3K because the headliner was Skipper the Flipper and shit. So they had him. So that was cool, you feel me? And my first time doing that shit, it was just like shit, pulling up, walking through the crowd. Once we got in, they had the security like rushes in because we was in a little tour thing, whatever. So they rushes in through the back and like just walking through that bitch, like they was telling us like, yo, watch chill out, niggas be getting stabbed up in this bitch. So niggas adrenaline was pumping in that bitch. But first time doing that shit, it was cool because it was like shit, don't none of these niggas know me. You feel me? I ain't from Chicago. You feel me? I'm from
Yeah,
Ohio.
yes.
So it was just like I'm about to try to win them over.
You remember what part of Chicago you was in?
I was in Harvey World.
Oh, you
Like
was Don't know.
Anybody from Chicago, they hear me say that, know what that is. Like, you feel me? But
Mhm.
that's where we is at. That's where Adriana's is located in. So I don't really know too much about Harvey World, but I know the niggas that when we pulled up, then the niggas that walked us through that bitch. So
So that's dope. That's actually dope, Dig. So you had the experience of being in like a crappy ass like performance, and then like you performed a 3K in a little rough crowd, and you like not even from the area. I think that's great. So after that, it probably was smooth sailing then, right?
hell yeah, it was like it was little breaks and shit in between because I was trying to find festivals and the right promoters to get on certain shit. But hell yeah, like you said, then South by Southwest came up and that was cool. That crowd was that was dope. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that goes South by Southwest know like pretty much all their venues are sold out. That was lit. I got to see pretty much, being in Chicago with the rappers over there, the young, who was there that night? FBG, Doug, Rico Reckless. Uh, man, I ain't gonna lie, it was a lot of Chicago rappers in that motherfucker. It was a Chicago venue for real. But that's because of the manager I had, he Chicago, you feel me? So
Yeah.
um that's how that connected from that. So yeah. And then as time kept going and forward, and as I'm getting where I'm going, like I said, like I ended up me still fuck with the Chicago nigga. He dropped my shit on Spotify again in the end of 2019, which is
Hmm.
Cloud Demons, a song called Cloud Demons. And that bitch smacked like 1.1 million on Spotify. I ain't do no bid for it or nothing like that because that whole year I was just going through certain little shit, you feel me? And like reality, like I ain't think shit was even going on like that, you feel me? So he ended up helping me smack that bitch. He smacked that bitch out. Like, I don't know what bro did. He ended up getting on mad playlists, you feel me? I was promoting that shit. And he just hit me up like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, we about to go hard with this next drop. Like by the end of 2020, shit was 1.1 million. So 2021 came in like April. Cause like that whole stretch from like 2021 hit,
Yeah.
earlier that year, shit was still slow. You feel me? Like, and then April hit, boom. Then I started like bro hit me again. Like, yeah, like my boy he at A&R at this one label. They just started a label. It's called Straight Up Entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Ran by a dude named Jimmy Kang and shit. Like he the vice president of Wu Tang and shit now. So he like, yeah, my man's he over there at this label now. They looking for artists and reasons and shit. So I'm like, oh yes, what's up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he telling me everything they doing and shit. So I'm like, yes, fire. Like, you feel me? So he like, yeah, I'm about to I'm about to send him your shit, you know what I'm saying? So he sending them my shit. And like I'm gonna say like about 3 weeks later, like they called me back. It wasn't even the same day, nothing like that shit. You feel me? 3 weeks later, they called me back, like, boom, like yeah, like me and Jimmy and them want to get on the phone with you and Sage and shit. Like they all got on the phone with me and shit. Had a meeting. And then that's when they was like, we want to get you a distribution, through Sony and with us. You know what I'm saying? Give you different keys to what you know what I'm saying, shit you ain't had, different access and shit basically. Like, so we worked the deal out and shit. Shit cool for real, you feel me? And I went over there with that. You know what I'm saying? I got to, be Wu-Tang concert, Nas, all that shit. You feel me? Like, just being around the OGs, learning the game. Them niggas really, bro, really showing me like be independent. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Yeah.
I think that's so dope because I think that's the connection that we actually have, like you have with like What's Out Media. So we're like cool with Gustavo, like producer Plug Uni, and they like really heavily affiliated in marketing and whatnot for Wu Tang. So hey man, shout out! That's the connection we got. I noticed off Instagram. I'm like, hey, he follows some of the people I know. So pretty cool, pretty dope, dude.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
in that area though, in that time you were saying things were going on in 2019 while you putting out the song, and then at the end of 2020 you get that mil plus right of streams.
Yeah.
What was going on through there? That like how are you feeling? I guess what was going on that through that time?
Just life, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? The breakups, you know what I'm saying? Just happen to get relocate, get shit together. You know what I'm saying? Refigure shit out. It was just a lot of shit I had
Hone
to
in
get
on.
right.
Yeah, I feel it.
You know what I'm saying? And during that time, like I said, like it's been little spurts where I just want to pay attention. I ain't gonna say I gave up on music ever,
Yeah.
But it was just more so like, and I ain't about to like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't pay attention to nothing like right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna fuck it. I got this going on, that going on. But I'm still like, and bro still hit me like, hey man, like, you know what I'm saying? Check them numbers, man. He's sending me shit. Like I'm like, oh yeah. So it's still keeping me hopeful and shit to where I'm still hitting the stool. You feel me? But like
Yeah.
I said, it was just certain shit that like I wasn't all the way. My head ain't where I'm at right now. Like the fight was tough at that moment, basically. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, and it's respectful to like to even mention it, right? Because everybody go through that. You gotta take care of your shit, and like once you take care of your shit, then you could get things done, right? So that's
Yeah.
dope to hear. Um, then you sign with the record label, whatever. You get a distribution deal through Sony. You learning about like how to be independent, working through the industry and whatnot. So, what advice would you give to an artist that's not in a situation or they're looking for a situation that you're in right now?
I would say, man, you know, you gotta keep networking because it's really all about who you know. You know what I'm saying? Keep networking. You gotta move around. You gotta be in them spots. Definitely be in them spots. Be online. You know, you gotta really be in them spots. You gotta be doing shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta have some you showing proof for real. Like you just can't, it ain't just it's more than just, making the song and hitting the store. You gotta be in them spots. You gotta be networking. You gotta have them relationships. Have relationships with other artists, move around, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? A lot of things like that, you know what I'm saying? So I can't really like tell another person like how to get in my position because like me, I didn't even know this shit was gonna happen. So everybody's journey is like
It's different.
different journeys.
Hmm.
But I know through your journey, it's certain tips that you can follow that will keep you head above water, like you know what I'm saying? So to keep your head above water, basically it's about who you know, keeping a relationship tight and treat everybody right because you don't know who the fuck in the room.
That's so true, man. You don't know
So
where that connection gonna come from.
let's talk about this. We're about to talk about the connection between you two now. So Tiggs and Nolan, you guys joined forces. You on the music side, you on the marketing side. What have you guys been able to accomplish in the last year?
Well, we just linked up on some shit because honestly, I just got a new deal with a radio station down in New Mexico called 101.1 The Hustle, and it's Albuquerque's biggest radio station.
Okay.
I got I got some shows booked. I got Polo G coming up June 3rd, 23rd. My fault, June 23rd. That's Polo G, Sada Baby, Money Man, and DJ Chose. And then I got July 28th, Phoenix, Arizona. It's like some kind of summer jam festival, and that's like with like Lil Boosie, Waka Flocka, Young Jock, a lot of legendary people. And then Albuquerque, New Mexico, is Summer Jam, and that's like the whole lineup of Lil Boosie, Waka, and etc. Everything is like all the flyers is on my page or whatever. Like you know what I'm saying. So I just got that new deal with that, and I've been looking to build my team, and like I said, bro, did marketing, met him at the store. You know what I'm saying, et cetera, et
Yeah.
cetera. I didn't forget that, so damn, let me hit my bro up. So hit bro up,
Mhm.
let him know what was going on. He told me he liked what was going on. We met up, so we made it happen. So we getting ready to make our first these trips, and behind the scenes he taking care of a lot of things. We talking about merch, we talking about websites, we talking about a lot of different things, and it's gonna happen at a fast pace. So within the last year, we wasn't able to really accomplish anything because we both had to get right as far as like the connection or if this was gonna actually work out.
Yeah.
But right now, we got things lined up.
There we go. There we go. That's how you do it.
Rolling
I mean,
out.
that's just a reality. You can't make anything go crazy like that. And
Right.
Nolan, on your end, how were things in this last year?
Yeah, man. Like you were saying, like this past year, like just making I would say this past year has kind of been like more of a transition, and like, you know, just like what I'm saying, getting your head on straight, making sure that everything was lined up. Like I've been really trying to lock in on this business, and like because at the time I told you I was working at another job and I was doing the business on the side. I was trying to get like my connects going through my job and stuff. But like once I got like those few like strong connects, like I really just been locked in with those people that I met and been trying to make shit work out like, that way. And yeah, man, it's been working out pretty cool so far. I've been really just trying to taking one thing at a time. And then when I seen bro music and when we tapped in, I'm like, what I'm saying? I can see the spark, I can see the vision coming together. And it's really just like, like boom, like for instance, um, like when it comes into the marketing and stuff and for his music, it's just a lot of pieces just coming together. Like, what I'm saying, just different stuff you need for a shoot, for a show. What I'm saying, connections just coming together. Things just been working out, but all that's gonna be rolling out. What I'm saying, really this summer, it's gonna be nuts.
Oh, I
Really?
also want to throw in there too. I do have my own strain of marijuana.
Let's talk about it.
So
Uh,
it's called Tickerberry, you know what I'm saying? And that will be in dispensaries or whatever. So it's called Tickerberry, and there's some loud, there's some gas. We putting that together too. We're gonna put the logo together. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say too much about the logo. You know what I'm saying? But just know it's gonna be fire. It's called Tiggerberry. It's actually in the Southwest Division, which is the Southwest region, New Mexico, California, Arizona. That's where it's birthed at. It's over there right now. That's where my contract and everything is being worked out at. So I do have a strand deal on the line, and that's a fact. I'm signing that when I get over there. So I'm gonna have a Tiggerberry marijuana weed coming out. It's gonna be some gas.
And
Support black business.
very dope. No pun intended there. You know what I'm saying? Nolan, advice to people who want to be in that situation that they can leverage from their work and network through that way. Any advice for them?
Yeah, definitely. I would just say definitely. Networking is so important, especially in today's age, because like if you just look around you, wherever situation you're in, I'm sure there's somebody that's doing something related to you or doing something that that you might be interested in. Once you start making those connections, you know, parts start moving. You can start transitioning to do your own thing. Like you were saying earlier, though, like I would always recommend that you like kind of ease your way into it. Like you transition, like don't like. I mean, it's a bigger risk if you go all in at once, but just make sure you setting yourself up like in a position to win.
I feel
You
that. I
gotta
feel
know.
that.
You gotta. I feel like you gotta know what you're doing. You gotta always weigh everything out. Always see it through. You know what I'm saying? Like if you get in and like you said, you can put all in at once, but you lose. It's like a gamble. But you gotta always know what you're doing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like so I said the relationships is important. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know the right people, they'll put you in the right direction, point you in the right direction. It's just up to you. You know what I'm saying? If you know the wrong people, they're gonna tell you lies. It's gonna seem real. Once it seems too good to be true, then
It's too good.
expenses start disappearing. You know what I'm saying? The dreams start looking like a nightmare. You know what I'm saying? So we all got to go through that. It's a part of the journey. You know what I'm saying? We don't know like who is who. But like I said, just be humble. That'll lead you to the right relationships with the right people and connections you're gonna need in this rap game. You know what I'm saying? Or even in the entertainment world. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Feel
what
that.
Yeah.
Tiggs, let's talk about it. So you're originally from Ohio. What connection do you have with New Mexico?
Oh, Jimmy Kane, man.
Okay, okay.
Being there, I was signed to him. Took me to having meeting Sage and Kobe. Kobe's an A&R, the guy I was telling you about earlier. That the guy Fatu who managed me, that's his guy to introduce me to him. So
Hmm.
him and Sage took me to meet pretty much the guy Kirk, which is in New Mexico, and he the one down there at the station. Got everything popping or whatever. So right there, that's the connection. There ain't no other connection because I ain't never been to New Mexico yet. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
So I mean, it sounds like that's where the opportunities are going to be, at least for the over the summer. Do you see yourself like going there and really trying to grow like solid connections, like with dispensaries, with like different
I
areas,
I
different
mean
business people?
it's already in the business. I honestly, like, I'm already saying business of people right now. Like, yeah, like I want to, like I said, I'm signing my marijuana deal. So that right there, that's networking. So I will be at marijuana events. Also, I do have a contract with Sound Royalties. They're a financing company. They finance rappers and artists and tours. And they finance anything. If you have a legitimate bank statements and things like that, they will finance you. You know what I'm saying? They financed Wayne. They financed him, gave him like 30 M's or some shit like that. DJ Khaled and etc. Um, so yeah.
So what would be your advice about that? Like working with a financial like group, they specialize in entertainment. What advice would you give to artists in terms of relationship with them?
To get a relationship with them, pretty much, I would say your royalties, streaming, which goes back to you need to meet people like Nolan. He's a marketer, help you get your streaming up, your sales and things like that. You gotta have at least 3,500. You gotta make 3,500 annually, which is a year, to even qualify for that kind of firm or whatever. Once you qualify for it, they give out advances. So they could give you, if you do have 3,500. I don't know what kind of relationship you got with them, but they might just want to give you 100,000 or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And advance your project, put you on to help you get on tour. To see real. So you wanna get next to Sound Royalties. You can just make sure you have 35. You have made 3,500 a year in royalties,
Get those
artists.
streams up for sure. Um, so on a what's been happening like recently? Have you done any events like, and what's going on in the future?
Recently my boy Gambino he just finished up some tour, and he landed the tour at Kent State University. And we just did a college tour about 2 weeks ago. Shit
Okay.
was lit. We just rocked that motherfucker, man. That shit was crazy, man. So that was the most recent thing I did, and that was coming up. Like I said, I got Polo G coming up. Uh, with Hot in Rio. It's called Hot in Rio. Polo G headlining it, and then we got the summer jams coming up. And also, we trying to put together. They trying to get me down to New Mexico next month too. Also for Bangladesh, the producer that made the Millie for Wayne.
Mhm.
So they try to get me down to to work with him next month. Probably get head to New Mexico next month to work with him too. So uh I got a thing with a comedian coming up at Pittsburgh as well. Brian Hooks, him. So I'm gonna pop out with my boy Gambino. He wanna bring me out for that. So I'm gonna pop out for that, support him, and we gonna rock the stage on that. And yeah. So we real busy, man. We staying real persistent, real consistent, and we real busy, man.
Documentary too.
Yeah, documentary on the way as well.
Very
So
dope. Very dope. Um, anything you want to tell creators? Anything you want to tell people who wanna step out and making music or making whatever art, right, like that? And
uh
then
okay.
if you could tell if you were with your like 18-year-old self, 19-year-old self making SoundCloud music, what advice would you give him to help him along the way?
All right, so you say is there anything I would tell people? My bad.
No,
Rephrase the
you
first
straight.
question again.
The first question is, what would you tell someone who wants to be like a creator?
Okay,
Eh,
just be yourself. Don't be anything else. Be yourself. If you be anything else, hide that shit. Cause when it come to light, it ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna turn to conversation. So you wanna successfully be, you know what I'm saying, a creator in peace, a creator. People feel like you deserve things, or you even feel like you deserve shit without having to like not be yourself. Just be yourself. Um, so I tell myself, my younger self, I probably want to tell my younger self nothing because I still was at that age. I was hungry. It took me to where I needed to be. It wasn't until I got to like a midpoint within like my ages to where like I was I ain't gonna to where now I feel like I'm back to when I was 19. I had that same hunger with everything going on. Now I know I wouldn't tell myself nothing because my head was always on the right track. So
I feel that. I feel that. And Nolan, for you, what advice would you have to someone that is looking to make a name for themselves in a certain market? No pun intended. And then, what advice would you give to yourself when you were 18?
I would say keep your head down, stay consistent, and you know, it's all about delayed gratification. It might not be everything you want tomorrow, but like if you keep putting that grind in every single day, like you have no other choice but to succeed. If I was to tell myself something, you said my younger version of myself.
Yeah.
Um, I would probably just, say to like try to cut out some of the distractions, because when it comes to these distractions, it be girls, it could be going out with your friends, it just be all type of things you could be doing other than focusing on your goals. So I'll probably just say cut out the distractions, keep my head focused.
You know what's funny, Nolan? Me and Justin, we still refer to that time we were just hanging in my backyard, chilling, talking.
Oh
That
yeah.
was one of the
Yeah.
most fun like times we were just hanging back there, just chatting, whatever. And we was talking about girls at the time. And you told us something so funny, man. But hey, just
Wait,
respect
what
on
I
it,
said?
huh?
You remember what I said?
Nah, not offhand.
Oh, I'm dead.
Yo, so
Yeah,
Tiggs,
man.
I really appreciate it, man. I also wanna. This is my last question. Advice, and this is for both of you guys. Advice to creators to continue to like. What advice do you have for them in terms of adversity? How do you overcome adversity?
You gotta know that everything don't last forever. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stay down till you come up. You gotta if you know you manifested and you making moves and it's taking you in the right direction. Anything bad along them days, you know what I'm saying, before that date, and if it you can't let it get to you. You know what I'm saying? Like even if like they just say for example, like you got a show like in 2 weeks and it's a big show and somebody there that you want to see, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna let nobody, you know what I'm saying, fuck it up before them 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? That's like you going through adversity before you get to that point. You feel like it just might be your moment. You know what I'm saying? That date. So you just gotta stay focused until that date. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know, you gotta believe for real. So
Be ready for the opportunity. When the opportunity comes, be ready to strike. Don't get
that's
caught in the dust. I
facts.
feel that really.
Yeah.
Nolan, for you.
I would say overcoming adversity. Yeah, I would say you got to be real with yourself, but also you got to always push yourself, because like we were saying, like the people around you, they are going to have an effect on you. That they can have a negative effect if you let them. So it's about keeping a tight circle. You know what I'm saying? Keeping your head on straight. You know that you know what direction you're heading in. You're not gonna let the little inconveniences, all the things that come with striving for your goals, get you down. You gotta really just lock in, keep a solid team.
I feel that. I feel that. Any last things? Any last words here, Tiggs, for the people?
Uh I need everybody to follow me, on Instagram, Tiggs Belly. You can follow me on YouTube. Type me in Tiggs, TIGG with the money sign, the symbol. Just Tiggs, it pop up. I got videos, you know what I'm saying? Interviews. Uh, keep pushing. Don't give up on your dreams, you know what I'm saying? Even when they tell you, you know what I'm saying, that shit ain't gonna work. This ain't it. That ain't that. I know everybody doing the same shit, but you separate yourself by overcoming adversity, find through, being persistent. That's how you can be different, because the rap game, it's all the same. Everybody, it's already here. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no change. So it's either be a part of this shit and try to get this money in this shit. And if you want to do it like that, like I said, be persistent, overcome that shit. That's the last thing I want to say.
Tiggs, Nolan, thank you
Really, really.
very much for your time. It's been What's Out. Peace out, everybody.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Good talk. Good talk.
Yeah.